Hey, what's happening, my friends? We're out here getting a good hike in, training at one of my favorite locations that I call the arena. And I want to share some double stick fighting techniques with you. That way you can get started kind of more beginner type of pace on your double stick fighting techniques. Before we get to the training, please do me a quick favor. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button. That way more people can find my videos here, because there's a lot of people out there that want to train Kali, and they want something that is very simple, very beginner friendly, and that's going to help them find this video when you give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment below. What do you think of my arena? What do you think of my dojo here? And do you like training with one stick more, or do you like training with two sticks more? What do you prefer in your training? Let me know in the comments. And also make sure that if you have not done so yet, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and hit that little bell so that way you're notified every time that there's a new training video that comes out, because I don't want you to miss any training with me. We're training every single day. And check out my new vlog channel, the Kali Center vlog channel. We have almost 1,000 subscribers on there, and you get to see more behind the scenes footage of the hiking, of the training, of the filming, of all the different projects that I have going on. And then you get to really see kind of the behind the scenes of what it takes to kind of keep the Kali Center thing going, and what the Kali lifestyle is all about, and you get to have some other fun and explorations and all that. So check it out. I have the link up here. I'll put the link in the description and also at the end of this video, so you can subscribe to my Kali Center vlog channel. All right, let's go ahead and get to it. Grab your double sticks and let's do some beginner double stick fighting techniques together. Let's do it. For our double stick beginner techniques, we're going to be using a technique called the cruzada. Some styles or systems will call this a gunting, which gunting means scissors and cruzada means to cross. We're going to be working a little bit of the open cruzada and the closed cruzada. Okay? And we're mostly going to be using the open cruzada against the forehands, and then the closed cruzada against the backhands. And Tom's going to be attacking a very simple, what we call the cinco terras numbering system. He's going to strike an angle 1, an angle 2, an angle 3, an angle 4, and an angle 5, which would be that thrust in the center line. Once we strike this cruzada, once we counter, we're going to follow up with a very simple thrust, cut, cut, thrust, cut, cut. Now your follow-ups don't always have to be in that perfect order. Sometimes you might strike, you might have to follow up with a cut, and then a thrust, a cut, and a thrust, a cut, a cut. Now you might be in another position where you just have to explore a little bit and have some fun with these different types of variations that you can work on your follow-ups. Just make sure that you are working on getting a thrust in there, getting some cuts in there on the follow-ups. So we're going to go into a cruzada and then follow up thrust, cut, cut. Okay? Let's take a look at it nice and slow. I want to go nice and slow so that way you can kind of follow along with what we're doing here. So Tom's going to go ahead and attack or feed that number 1. My top stick is going to be behind it. It's going to be passing it, while my bottom stick is either going to be striking to the hand or to the small of the wrist. Once that passes through, now I can come in with my follow-up. Thrust, cut, cut, thrust, cut, cut, right here. We're going to be in the closed position now as Tom strikes his angle 2. My top hand is going to be kind of blocking or checking his weapon, deflecting it, and my bottom hand is going to be striking towards that hand or the small of the wrist. And then once again, it passes through, and then I follow it up. Thrust, cut, cut, thrust, cut, cut, and you got to end in that open position. He strikes to 3. My bottom hand is going to be doing the passing, as my top hand is going to be striking the hand or the small of the wrist. And from here, you're going to see I'm kind of in a little bit different position. So I might start with a cut first, and then go into a thrust, cut, cut, a thrust, cut, cut. I'm going to come back into the closed position right here. And as Tom is coming out, I'm going to strike this. My bottom weapon here is going to be deflecting his weapon as my top hand is striking right to his hand. And then here we are, followed up. Thrust, cut, cut, thrust, cut, cut. He strikes at angle 5. I'm going to pass it with my bottom hand and then strike right to the top of the hand or top of that small of the wrist. And then from here, we got to follow it up. So there's that slash, cut, 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 thrust, cut, cut, just like that. And then we can start the drill all over again. So let's turn it around and take a look at it from the other side. he attacks his number one. Uh-oh, now he's super tall because he's on higher elevation. Right? You got to make sure you're training in different environments like this from time to time, because the environment, right, is kind of unpredictable and you don't have control over this kind of environment, unlike being inside of a nice padded floor and air conditioning when it's 90 or 100 degrees outside and all that. So train outside from time to time, that way you're mixing up the environment. So he comes out, I go into my cruzada, and then I follow it up with those thrusts and cuts. He strikes his number two. I go into that closed position cruzada or gunting, and I follow it up. He strikes at three. Boom, there it is. And then we follow it up. He strikes that four, bam, right there, and then we follow it up. He strikes that five. I'm going to pass and take that hand right there, and then follow it up right there. Okay, let's go ahead and go through it one more time. Regular speed, no talking, to demo it out. So some nice, simple, beginner double stick fighting techniques, working the cruzadas or the guntings, whichever terminology you prefer, and then working a little bit of those follow-ups, some thrusts and some cuts. One of the things that you're gonna notice is when I'm doing the demo, sometimes the hand position might change a little bit, because it just depends on where you are, it depends on how they're attacking you, right? Kali is a very alive, a very fluid type of martial art. And in martial arts, you have the hard style of martial arts, and you have the soft flowing style of martial arts. But Kali, what I like to call it, is this is neither a hard style or a soft style, it's the necessary style. What do you need at that specific moment in time? And what kind of footwork do you need? You need to, are you going to be under? Are you going to be over with that dominant striking hand? It's all going to depend on where you are in position of the flow, and again, it's going to depend on how your training partner is attacking you or feeding you or what like that. So Kali is very alive. So if you happen to, one repetition, your right hand's underneath, and then the next repetition, your right hand's on top. I don't want you to think like, oh, I bombed the drill, I did it all wrong. You didn't do it wrong. It's just a different variation of the drill. And you want to be able to work both of those variations. Sometimes on the back hand, my right hand's on top. Sometimes my left hand is on top. So have fun with it, go explore with it. If you do not have a pair of rattan Kali sticks like the ones that I'm using or the stick that Tom's using here in this video, go to my store over at KaliCenter.com. I have the link down below, and order yourself a pair or two of traditional, high quality rattan Kali sticks. This is the best for your training. You're gonna thank me, I'm gonna thank you. And if you want to dive deeper into your Kali training, join me inside of my online school, also over at KaliCenter.com. I'll see you guys back here next time. Make sure to say hi and thank you to Tom in the comments for helping out in this video. That way we can keep bringing more Kali training to you here at the Kali Center YouTube channel. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.